All right, guys, Vic here for V-Drive. Thank you so much for coming to my show right here. I'm going to do a quick comparison between these two vehicles, and I can tell you that at the end of the video, even if you're thinking Toyota is all that great, it's not really. The video is not about bashing Toyota. That's a great brand, but there's certain things that they're really lacking, and we're going to get into it right away. But let's just start with that. Look at both the keys right here. That's a very light, generic Toyota key, and that's the GMC, very superior, remote starter, everything on the key. This one, you have a remote starter, you'll have to press it a couple of times. But before I even get into the vehicles right here, if you really want to do a remote starter on a GMC Terrain, you can do it at 200 feet plus as well. Actually 230 feet. With the Toyota, it's only 70 feet range. My question to you, if you're parking this vehicle in a parking lot, what kind of range would you like? I don't have to answer that. You got the answer by yourself, right? Look at the front end of this vehicle right here, and look at the nice front end of this vehicle right here. Now, before we even get into the interior and you say, Vic, that's not a fair comparison because that's a loaded elevation and that's like a less loaded Toyota, I can tell you this thing, I'm already aware of that, but I'm going to just point the obvious features that this vehicle has, right? Look at the front end. You have the nice LED lights at the front end here, but there is nothing really special going on. It's like a semi-LED here, and you have a little projector here. But when I press the unlock on the GMC Terrain, you have the nice LED front end with the two projector lamps, and you have a fog lamp underneath as well. Now, you can have a chromed up front end, or you can have a blacked out edition where you can get no chrome option and a blacked out grille basically. But at the Toyota right here, this is what you get. Now, obviously in the higher model, like a limited, XSC, or the platinum models there, you can have certain models where you can have a chrome up finish, but everything doesn't look that premium actually, and they've been using that front end for quite some time. I really hope they change up and spice up things in the next few years to come. All right, before we get into the interior and other parts of the vehicle here, let's just talk about the powertrain here. In Toyota, you get a 2.5 four-cylinder, inline four-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated, that puts out 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Whereas in GMC Terrain, you only get 1.5 turbocharged engine that puts out 175 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque. Now, some of you might be wondering, the Toyota has more horsepower and this is a smaller engine and all that. But let's just do a quick comparison that Toyota has placed on their website right now, right? In Toyota, it makes high horsepower, the peak horsepower at 6,600 RPM, whereas in GMC Terrain, you make all that at 5,800 RPM. Now, talking about the torque, right? In Toyota, it makes it at 5,000 RPM, whereas you can make peak torque in GMC Terrain at 2,000. Now, my question to you is, if you're a little bit of techno, inclined at all, if you make high horsepower and high torque at a lower numbers, that's actually better, right? The rest, I'll let you argue on that. Talking about the safety right now, in Toyota, you only get, obviously, your adaptive cruise control, your front-end collision, all that kind of stuff. But in GMC Terrain 2025, you get, of course, your pedestrian control, your bicyclist, and intersection. If somebody's passing through an intersection, it has intersection braking as well. It has reverse braking, which is a standard feature on all the GMC Terrains, but it's not the same case with the Toyota RAV4. Talking about the all-wheel drive system, in the GMC Terrain, it's an all-wheel drive system that you can switch it to two-wheel drive so that no power goes back to rear wheels. Whereas in the Toyota, you don't get the same thing. Just think about that. Now let's just talk quickly about the trunk space in Toyota RAV4. Plenty of space here. You can throw a body or two in it if you want. Now if I will lift this space right here, you have your spare tire underneath. And you can't really throw any extra things inside, like, let's say, if I'm going out for a trip with my family, I like to have first aid kit, a washer fluid, the jumper cables and all that stuff. I can't really do none of that with this vehicle. Now, if you'll follow me to the GMC Terrain right now, you get a pretty much similar space here without getting into centimeters and all that cubic inch of space. But when you lift this area, you have a little bit of extra space here too. Now you can throw your first aid kit, your jumper cables, and you can also throw in a jug of washer fluid if you need, right? Now, question to you is, if you're really going on a longer trip or a trip with the family, do you really want to think about all those things and occupy all the space in the trunk in a Toyota RAV4? Or would you much rather take this one and have all the extra space here? I'll let you decide. Let's just talk about the space at the back. Decent amount of space, not gonna lie, right? At the bottom here, you do have a bump right? Obviously, it's an all-wheel drive. There is a drive shaft going back to rear wheels. But you know what? If you really have a kid sitting here, imagine if I'm a kid, I'll be sitting like this, right? Which is not really comfortable if you're really going on a longer road and stuff like that. Now, I'll show you one more thing. At the back right here, around the seat, I have this extra area that has been extended to keep my seat belt right here. So the seat belt do not pinch in between the seats when I'm trying to put it down. But if you really see, it's going to decrease my overall space inside the vehicle, which is not really fun to do, right? And I'll show you it's kind of otherwise in the GMC Terrain, right? All right, I'm inside the GMC Terrain right now. This feels really smooth actually. There is no bump in the middle. If I'm sitting at the back, in the middle, everything feels so smooth, no big deal. Don't complain about these seats being too back. You know, it's just that there was somebody who was sitting here and just moved it all the way back. Right, now talking about one more thing. My shoulders are not really touching just to the seat and end to end. But if I really want to tuck my seat belt in, all I can do is just do this and just resolve the whole problem of putting the seat down and pinching your seat belt there too. All right, let's just go to the front seat of this Toyota RAV4. Looks pretty decent, not really a fully, leather wrap steering wheel as such. Obviously in the higher models you can possibly get that. I'm just trying to keep it in the accessory mode here now. Look at this. You have a decent sized steering wheel. Talking about the full heat of the steering wheel, it's not fully heated. It's just about this area right here, which means 7 to 11 or 1 to 5 area, which is kind of fully heated, but top and bottom, you're still not going to have full seat heated option there. Obviously, these seats are heated, both passenger and driver. The way you shift your transmission is just pretty much traditional here. You can just move it back. Now, looking at this screen right here, it is an 8-inch screen where you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is connected with the wire only. To me, it's dated. Look at this. Like, even if you look at this, you'll be like, okay, you know what, it's quite dated. Now, I'm going to quickly show you the screens in the GMC Terrain, and you'll be surprised to see that. All right, here we are inside the GMC Terrain right now. Let me put you in the accessory mode here. Here it is. It looks cool. It has a nice layout overall. There's a nice leather seats all around here. And I have cup storage right here, wireless charging here, extra storage here. And look at this huge screen right here that is equipped with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it has Google in it too, right? Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is all wireless, just so you know, right? You can have it in the cloth seats or the leather seats, which is fully loaded in this one with the rear camera mirror. Obviously, this vehicle is priced at $46,000. Right, you can get something like lesser money with the cloth seats as well, but with the same screen, heated seats, heated steering wheel setup for like $41,000 in Canada after freight and shipping, obviously. Digital screen at the front end, and you can also do this. Hey Google, what's the temperature like?
The current temperature in St. Albert is 59 degrees.
Now I have a simple question for you. Do you think Toyota RAV4 can do that without connecting to the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? If the question is no, I'm not saying do not buy a Toyota RAV4. All I'm saying is, you know what, maybe there are some better options out there that we still need to learn about or maybe need to experience, because if you're spending that much money, you deserve to know all of those things. Now, talking about the pricing of the Toyota RAV4, XLE trim in Canada, you can get it for high 30s, just around that $40,000 mark. If you spend a similar amount of money in the GMC Terrain as well, you can get a lot better options and a not so outdated interior and exterior. Right? Drop a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. And please do not forget to subscribe. If you like something what you see, please drop a comment below as well. Looking forward to see you in the next video. Thank you.